Maybe I'm here legally, but I'm still not a citizen. And I take it to register to vote in Illinois. What stops me from registering to vote? Oh, only self-reporting. That's it. There's no check.
Swear an oath. Look, in most states...
Oh, you have to say that you're allowed to vote. So in other words, the only thing stopping people from voter fraud is their own conscience? Is that what you're saying? I mean, look,
no,
tell me another.
That you commit a felony. It's that you commit a felony.
So if I leave a tray of Rolex watches on the sidewalk, and my view is, well, people can't take them, that would be a felony, should I really expect no one will take one?
There's nothing about Illinois that is distinctive about that. That is the case in almost all the states of the United States.
Oh, that they issue government ID cards specifically designed for illegal aliens?
Register to vote. No, that when you register to vote, you do not document your citizenship. You swear an oath that you are a citizen,
but why wouldn't
you are a resident of the precinct for 30 days,
I get it.
You are not a felon.
There are only 2 states out of 50 that require proof of citizenship, but we spent the last year being lectured by the left about how foreign interference in our democratic process has hollowed out our democracy. I'm giving you a concrete example of how that could happen, and I believe it's happening. Where foreign citizens...
You're making a mistake.
Okay, but hold on. Why wouldn't we verify the citizenship of every voter? What's the answer to that?
The answer to that is because there are a large number of people, probably in the millions, who do not have that kind of citizenship. Only a third of the country has a passport. So you would disenfranchise.
But you would, hold on, no, you don't, slow down. You don't need a passport. Hold on.
Document their citizenship.
That's wrong. A third of the country. I mean, almost, no, those numbers are wrong. I do this for a living. I know that you're wrong.
35% of America has a passport. There are
but it's not about passports. Hold on. It's not about passports. You can also bring a birth certificate. And if you don't have one, we can get you one. If you took the money that we spent on the city card ID and applied it to the people who don't have birth certificates and got them birth certificates.
The city card ID is a subway card and allows you to check out
and it's also
books.
Now,
it does not give you the right to register to vote if you're not a citizen. That's not correct.
It allows you to. Hold on, slow down.
It allows you to verify your identity only. That's all it does.
But just tell me again and speak slowly, so because I mean you're arguing in favor of voter fraud, and your party is making it possible.
Not correct.
Yes, you are.
Take a homeless person. A homeless person cannot get a driver's license. They don't have an address. They can get one of these city debt IDs. They have the right to vote in the United States. They can use that and go down and verify their identity. They're not a citizen that can't register to vote.
Actually, they can. They're not allowed to, but they do. People are not allowed to rob liquor stores, but they do. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. They weren't allowed to be here in the first place, and yet they are. They broke our laws. So the onus is on us, if we care about the integrity of our elections, to do something to make sure that only people...
Tell me that. Oh, that kind of camera, like I ain't gonna like help me any. Here, let's see if it helps.
When they can't get a driver's license.
Look, that is not
okay. That actually does help a little.
Right now, the topic is
that is
the other blue
I'm saying the IDs are valid for registration. So my question is, why don't we spend, and I'll contribute to it, a little bit verifying that everyone who votes, if we care about the sanctity of our election, which the Democratic Party does not, and we both know they don't, but if we're pretending we do, then why don't we make sure that they're citizens voting? Why not try that?
I understand that argument, and it would apply to 48 different states.
Jump off, don't be smart, okay? Just let daddy go down.
A blanket rule of that is because of the fear that millions of legitimate citizens will have a onerous time. It will be difficult.
Well, why don't we help them? We just made the city card for illegals. Why don't we help our own citizens who don't have birth certificates? I'm confused. Why don't we make that effort? Because we don't want
that. Look, we should.
Oh, but we're not even trying because we want
prosecute
illegals to vote.
Prosecute to the full extent of the law.
You don't need to prosecute
anyone that commits a felony. But the city card cannot be used to make you eligible to vote. That's not correct.
It doesn't make you eligible to vote. It allows you to vote despite the fact you're ineligible, which is why the Justice Department will shut this down tomorrow.
Your name is what you say it is. That's all it is. It's an identification.
We're out of time. But I think at some level you know what I'm talking about. I know you do. Austin, thank you. Good to see you.
It's great to see you again, Tucker.
Thank you. South Africa is implementing policies that are targeting minorities within that country for theft and in some cases for violence. And yet this country, the State Department, is sending that government...
If you win, you say it.
Why would that be?
That's all. Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen lots of homes helping new customers bundle and save big. Well, it's time to find my dream abode.
Right away, tell us priorities were a little unorthodox.
Keep going. Stop. A little bit down. Stop. Back up again. Is this adequate sunlight for a Komodo dragon?
He's gone.
Yeah.
Unless
Sure,
it's
I won't
someone
discount
else
the car
gonna
insurance
win.
just for owning a home, but I'm not compromising.
You're taking a shower?
Water pressure's commercial sky. It's like they say, location, Koi Pond.
They don't say that.
I lost 25 pounds on Jenny Craig.
From a top diet 8 years straight comes the all-new Rapid Results by Jenny Craig. Lose up to 16 pounds in just 4 weeks with food you love. Eat 6 times a day with no prepping or cooking.
You have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner ready to go. It's all laid out for you.
So you can get on with your day
Oh,
and watch
that
the pounds
was a
melt
dumb
off.
match.
Give him a call.
Quick game
Start Rapid
confirmed.
Results and lose 16 pounds for $16 plus the cost of food. And get $100 in free food.
DirecTV gives you more for your thing. Your top-rated thing. That 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, 12 out of 10 would recommend thing. Because if you only want the best thing, you get the #1 thing. DirecTV is rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable. Switch now and get a $200 reward card. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Hi, I'm Bob Harper, and I recently had a heart attack. It changed my life, but I'm a survivor. After my heart attack, my doctor prescribed Brilinta. It's for people who have been hospitalized for a heart attack. Brilinta is taken with a low-dose aspirin, no more than 100 milligrams, as it affects how well Brilinta works. Brilinta helps keep platelets from sticking together and forming a clot. In a clinical study, Brilinta worked better than platelets. Brilinta reduced the chance of having another heart attack or dying from one.
Don't stop taking Brilinta without talking to your doctor, since stopping it too soon increases your risk of clots in your stent, heart attack, stroke, and even death. Brilinta may cause bruising or bleeding more easily, or serious, sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Brilinta if you have bleeding, like stomach ulcers, a history of bleeding in the brain, or severe liver problems. Slow heart rhythm has been reported. Tell your doctor about bleeding, new or unexpected shortness of breath, any planned surgery, and all medicines you take.
If you recently had a heart attack, ask your doctor if Brilinta is right for you. My heart is worth Brilinta. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Security technologies to protect our most important information have failed. Ransomware has bred a new class of criminals, prosperous, foreign, and anonymous.
Our mission is to develop new and superior technology to drive the cyber mafia to insolvency.
PCmatic's patent-pending whitelist defeats 100% of viruses, including ransomware.
The choke.
A new threat, malicious penetrates traditional antivirus.
Okay, we gonna try
blocks
that.
it. The end result is PCmatic customers are unaffected and don't pay ransoms. PCmatic's technologies are priced so everyone can afford them, and designed so everyone can use them. PCmatic is now hiring for the jobs of the future in cybersecurity, protecting homes.
No, what are these guys doing?
Protecting government agencies.
We can live in a ransomware-free world. After all, we put a man on the moon.
PCmatic, America's antivirus. Go to PCmatic.com or a Cinex reseller.
Well, we're pretty focused on what's going on within our own borders, but it turns out it's not unique. The elites around the world are going crazy. For example, in France, National Front leader Marine Le Pen has been charged with a crime, a serious crime. What did she do? Well, in 2015, she sent tweets that showed executions committed not by her, but by ISIS. And that's a crime somehow, okay?
Let me jump.
Africa, the parliament has begun amending the constitution to allow land owned by white South Africans to be confiscated by the government without compensation. The motion was brought by Julius Malema, a longtime gadfly and violent nutcase, who clarified that he does not support killing the entire white population right now. So why does this matter? Well, I don't know. It's wrong. But also, we give South Africa huge amounts of taxpayer money every year. Last year, we gave them more than $350 million in aid, obviously administered by the government, the ANC. Mark Stein is an author, columnist, and world traveler, and he joins us now. So let's go Marine Le Pen. I don't know that much about Marine Le Pen, but I think you're allowed to send out tweets of ISIS atrocities without being arrested, right? How is this happening?
Let's grab some
Well,
bandage.
and she was also one of the two final candidates in the French presidential election, and it never looks good when, in fact, you are trying to criminalize political opposition, which is what the French state has tried to do with Marine Le Pen, and is what the Dutch state has tried to do with Geert Wilders in the Netherlands, for example. In this case, lefty French politicians were basically saying there's no difference between Marine Le Pen's party and ISIS. And what Madame Le Pen did was point out that this is what ISIS does. ISIS chops off the heads of people it captures, including, in this case, James Foley from my state, from New Hampshire. And that's actually quite important, because there is a decadence in our political discourse where Democrats, for example, frequently say these social conservatives are as bad as the Taliban.
Some dubs for this round.
You know, there's one side that is burning homosexuals, throwing them off rooftops, decapitating people, killing them for listening to music, and on the other side, there are people you happen to disagree with in a Western multi-party system. And you devalue political discourse every time you compare Marine Le Pen to ISIS. So good for her for pointing out the difference.
Good for her. So to South Africa, which is such a depressing story that it's almost hard to bring up. But the bottom line is, for decades, the left in the United States was against apartheid, and good for them. I mean, it's worth being against that. But they also were champions of the ANC, the African National Congress, which has been in power ever since '94, and they basically destroyed the country. And now they're attempting to turn it into Zimbabwe by crushing the minority in that country. So, okay, they're doing that. Why are we subsidizing it with U.S. taxpayer dollars?
I want to kill him.
Yeah, you've got a point there, Tucker. Just on that, the left was right to be against apartheid. They were in South Africa. Just for the record, I regard what Chuck Schumer is doing, rejecting Trump judicial nominees on the basis of race, as progressive neo-apartheid. And I don't like old-school apartheid or the new-school Democrat Party apartheid. What's happening in South Africa? In 1980, Robert Mugabe was told, you don't have to make the same mistakes as the first generation of independent African nations like Tanzania and Ghana 15 years earlier. He went ahead and made them supersized, especially with regard to white farmers. 15 years later, the ANC was told, you don't have to make the same mistakes that Robert Mugabe made in Zimbabwe. Now they're actually doing it all over again, with the difference being this. South Africa is the economic anchor of that continent, and it has existed with one foot in the developed and one foot in the developing camps since the corrupt ANC took over a couple of decades ago. If they actually turn South Africa into an economic basket case like Zimbabwe, that has huge consequences, including the fact that millions and millions of people will be sent scurrying over the Mediterranean into Europe.
No, it's totally true.
And the State Department should not be subsidizing that.
I agree, and liberals pretend it's not happening, which is actually patronizing. Why are liberals giving cover to one of the most corrupt regimes in the world? I've never understood that. I don't understand that. Mark Stein.
It's virtue signaling.
Well, that's exactly. You're right. I guess I do understand. Such a good point.
That's it. Yeah, the fact that they're miserable makes no difference. Miserable lives ruined, people murdered.
Exactly. The great Mark Stein. Thank you, Mark. So, the White House announced today its plans to impose strict new tariffs on steel and aluminum. Marx didn't like it at all, but it's a good idea anyway. One of the heads of the brain trust of the White House who built this up is going to join us in just a second. Stay tuned.
With Advil's fast relief, you'll ask, what pulled muscle?
Am I having taco salad?
Nothing works faster to make
I will. Not right now. I will though.
What pain?
There are so many choices for identity thieves on the dark web, but you can protect yourself with Experian. Get a completely free dark web scan to see if your identity has already been compromised.
Okay, we're going
to Experian.com/free.
Yeah.
Let's face it, everyone would love a smartphone these days, but not everyone wants unlimited everything or a large data plan with a big monthly bill.
Oh, bro.
For people who just need GPS, good camera, and a few apps, there's TracFone, the original, no-contract wireless provider. Smartphone plans start as low as $15. There's no contract, and you get unlimited carryover, so you keep all the minutes, text, and data that you pay
we're gonna take a drive.
Right now, TracFone has phones from top brands like Samsung and LG at very affordable prices.
Just ignore it. You have 330 335
and give you access to thousands of apps. Everything you need. Look, TracFone has nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. There's no activation or cancellation fees, and you can even keep your number. Talk about a win-win-win. TracFone is available at retailers nationwide. Visit TracFone.com for more information and special offers.
I need to get killed this round.
We the people are defined by the things we share and the ones we love.
What's this? Boom. Oh, that rock.
Who never stop wondering what we'll do or where we'll go next.
Yep, okay.
We the people who are better together than
Save me a kill, bro. I know there's someone here, but I'm just...
Welcome to the entirely new expedition.
Oh, no one went there. Okay.
Rejuvenate is the #1 selling floor care product at Home Depot. Rejuvenate Super Concentrated Formula is the only floor finish that renews your floors in only one easy mopping application. It fills and scratches, restores shine, and protects hardwood, laminate, linoleum, vinyl, and ceramic tile. And Rejuvenate's cabinet and furniture store puts on a protected mirror-like shine that lasts for years. Rejuvenate is available at these fine retailers or at RejuvenateProducts.com.
Today. Have you tried Tackle? Yard work? Let's tackle it. Small repairs? We can tackle that. Junk removal? Yep, tackled. Messy kitchen? We'll tackle it. Thousands of providers are ready to help you tackle hundreds of chores, all from the palm of your hand. Download the Tackle app, choose your pre-priced on-demand job, and sit back, relax, and watch your provider drive to your doorstep. It's that easy. From yard work to housekeeping and lots more. Let's tackle today.
If your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's symptoms are holding you back, and your current treatment hasn't worked well enough, it may be time for a change.
Okay, guys, I got my fuel.
Ask your doctor about Entyvio.
NOZ a couple times, just get them tires.
Entyvio works at the site of inflammation in the GI tract and is clinically proven to help many patients achieve both symptom relief and remission. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, serious, potentially fatal brain infection caused by a virus, may be possible. This condition has not been reported with Entyvio.
Okay, we're good.
Tell your doctor if you have an infection, experience frequent infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Liver problems can occur with Entyvio. If your UC or Crohn's treatment isn't working for you, ask your gastroenterologist about Entyvio. Entyvio, relief and remission within reach.
The president announced plans today to impose new tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum. Many Republicans are caught by surprise. Several, like Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse, denounced the move, saying free trade policies are superior because they've done so much for the Midwest. The markets didn't like it. They fell. Experts warned that Trump could ignite a trade war. What should we make of those warnings and of all of this? What is the nature of the move? What are the downsides, the upsides? Joining us tonight is Peter Navarro, an assistant to the president and director of the White House National Trade Council, and the man at the center of it. He joins us. So, Peter, I'm just going to stand back and let you make your case for this. Markets don't like it. Wall Street doesn't like it. But you think it's a good idea because why?
Well, there's no surprise here. The candidate Trump, 2016, said he was going to defend American workers against unfair trade practices, build up our defense industrial base, build up our manufacturing base. Today was a strong step towards that. You know what was beautiful about today? The people in that room. We had top executives from the steel companies, the aluminum companies. The president went around and asked them, what did they need to keep steel and aluminum in this country? We're in danger of losing those two industries. This was about national defense, national security, economic security, manufacturing jobs, and he came in, as he has been doing, with a measured
response that'll be very effective in keeping our jobs here. So I think this was a great day for America. I mean, what is this surprise? Who should be surprised?
Well,
he's doing what he said he was going to do. And as for the market, look, you know, for years I was a financial analyst on CNBC. This is what I do, like to the markets. I'm telling the people of America here, I've never seen an economy stronger and having indicators stronger than I've seen in the first year and 1 month of the Trump administration. You look at consumer confidence off the chart, business confidence off the chart. The manufacturing index is one of the highest levels I've ever seen. We're going forward with an economy just as candidate Trump scripted it. Deregulation, a great lower tax cut plan, unleashing our energy sector, and trade.
Markets loved all of those things except for the last one. They're afraid of anything that's not, quote, free trade. Why?
Well, that's not true. Look, what happened a month ago? What did we do? We put 30% tariffs on solar. We put 20 to 50% tariffs on washers. You know what's happened with that, Tucker? We've had a stream of investments coming in from foreign countries to build facilities here for American workers. That's the genius of Trump. He understands that tariffs basically will defend our workers, but they also bring investment here rather than there. When those factories come from there to this country, that's jobs throughout this country. So this was a good day for America. And I tell you, you got to be in a room with President Trump when he's talking to people. He had those executives in the room because he hadn't seen them since April when this whole action was announced potentially, right? He wanted to affirm that what he was going to be doing on this was the right thing to do. Yes. You went around that room. John Ferriola of Nucor. You had the head of Century Aluminum.
Right. Now,
all of them said, look, what we need are tariffs, not quotas. Tariffs are better than quotas. We want it measured. We want 25%, not 100. We want 10% for aluminum. It was all good.
You make a strong case. I appreciate it.
Good to see you, Tucker.
Time for final exam. We're pitting two champions against one another. Bret Baier, Ed Henry. Can you beat them? Find out in a minute.
Okay.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. So why accept it from your allergy pills? Most pills don't finish the job because they don't relieve nasal congestion. Flonase allergy relief is different. Flonase relieves sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, and a runny nose, plus nasal congestion, which pills don't. Flonase helps block 6 key inflammatory substances. Most pills only block 1, and 6 is greater than 1. Start your day with Flonase for more complete allergy relief. Flonase, this changes everything.
Put some ice in for Mom and Dad.
I will.
Helping new customers bundle and save big. Now it's time to find my dream abode.
Right away, tell his priorities were a little unorthodox.
Keep going. Stop. A little bit down. Stop. Back up again. Is this adequate sunlight for a Komodo dragon?
Yeah.
Sure, I want that discount on car insurance just for owning a home, but I'm not compromising.
You're taking a shower?
Water pressures commercial, Scott. It's like they say. Location, location, koi pond.
They don't say that.
I finally figured out what car to get. Now, where to find the best deal?
You know, why don't I help?
What's that?
Car Gurus. Color?
Silver. Car Gurus?
Low miles, 2 grand below market value, 5-star dealer rating. Ooh, I'm beat.
Let's do it your way then.
I heard that.
Car Gurus. Find great deals from top-rated dealers near you at cargurus.com.
Beaches, Turks, and Caicos was created with everyone in mind. That's why everyone thinks it was created just for them. And it was. Generation Everyone.
Yeah, all about a good time. Yeah, all about a good life. You won't believe it.
Believe it. That's why we've been voted world's best 19 years in a row. Beaches, Turks, and Caicos, the #1 all-inclusive family resort. Call 1-800-BEACHES.
The public really hates the media. And they hate the media because they're not getting the facts.
This show will never be the swamp.
Hannity Levin, must-see conversation.
Muscle into it. This is great.
Are you ever going to teach us biology?
Oh, God, no. Oh, I thought this would make that clear. Keep throwing, guys. Let's go.
first time, it's available to the general public.
I had never seen anything like this before.
Used on the feet, cracks close up, calluses soften, dry skin dissolves, all in record time.
I had this crack in my heel for like 20 years and it's finally gone.
It's quite a miraculous process.
It amazes me as a wound healing expert how fast that this will heal.
Find out more about this medical miracle at fixfeetinfo.com.
When you think of Miami, you think of, rich, glamour, but 5 miles away from the beach, there's people who've never seen the beach. I was confused why somebody was in this situation, especially in America. So when I started Joshua's Heart Foundation, it was a key thing to be able to engage youth in the foundation, to help them participate. I think passing on the torch and lighting a new flame in another person to do good is probably one of the bigger missions that I have. So we are each making a bigger difference. That's it, just giving back and producing love for everybody.
You've waited a week, but now it's time for Final Exam, a battle of returning champions this week. Special report host Bret Baier won, you'll remember last week. Chief National Correspondent Ed Henry won 2 weeks ago, but was out last week. 2 champions enter. Only one will emerge the victor.
Oh, yeah. Good luck.
All right, contestants, you know the rules. I'm going to repeat them anyway for our audience. Hands on buzzers. I'm going to ask the questions. The first one to buzz in gets to answer the question. You must wait until I finish asking the question in order to buzz. Each correct answer is worth 1 point. If you get it wrong, as in the SAT, you lose a point. Best of 5 wins. You ready?
Nerve-wracking thing of 5.
Of course it is.
Actually, live television.
Because it reveals. I love this. Okay. Question 1. The oldest sitting senator in America is having problems with the re-election campaign. The Democratic Party in her state refuses to support her. Who is it? Bret Baier.
Dianne Feinstein.
Dianne Feinstein of California, says the anchor of Special Report. To the tape.
This is not an easy time.
Are they all
to
like
run
this?
for office.
This is
The California Democratic Party slamming the door on Senator Dianne Feinstein. Party activists denying the state's senior senator an endorsement in her bid for re-election.
So the next question is fair, balanced, and fill in the blank. Just kidding, just kidding. You knew that one. You were unafraid to answer that. Okay. Question 2, multiple choice. Did you know that you can clone your pets? Indeed you can. Barbara Streisand reveals this week that she did. She cloned her favorite dog, who was named Samantha. What is the going rate for dog cloning? Is it $50,000, $500,000, or $1 million? Ed Henry.
50,000.
50,000 said Ed, the would-be dog cloner. To the tape.
She cloned her dogs. 2 of her dogs, Miss Violet and Miss Scarlet, are clones of the late dog Samantha, who passed on last year at about $50,000 a pop.
Oh, there's like this long pause. I didn't hear it kill me, but I heard Laura Ingraham talk about it.
If you've got a pet cloning question, Ed Henry,
I don't even have a pet.
Right. Question 3. Oprah says a 2020 presidential run could be possible, but she's waiting for a certain someone to give her the explicit go-ahead. Who is she waiting to hear from?
Oh, wait. God.
But you
wait.
Was that premature?
Hold on. Here's the question, and only our judges, because I pass on this responsibility, can determine this. Did both of them click in early? Oh. Only Ed clicked in early.
Early?
So,
this is like the NFL.
Okay, hold on. No, I'm sorry. This is Deflategate at this point. And I am not going to be the NFL commissioner in this, so I'm just going to go right to the judges and say, we're going to have a re-click, okay?
Of the same question?
The same question. Here we go. We haven't finished it. Are you ready?
Yes.
She's waiting for a certain someone to give her the go-ahead. Who is she waiting to hear from? Ed Henry.
Oh, come on. The Almighty God.
The Almighty God, says Ed Henry. To the tape.
billionaires calling me up saying, I can get you $1 billion, I can run your campaign. And I actually went into prayer about it. Like, God, if you think I'm supposed to run, you gotta tell me. And it has to be so clear that not even I could miss it.
Don't tell Joy Behar.
That's right. When you're Oprah, only God can be your campaign manager. Like, there's nobody adequate to that. Question 4.
That was controversial.
It was. Trust me, it was. And some of the great moments in sports are.
Okay.
Question 4. The Department of Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson is accused of spending over $30 grand on unnecessary furniture. What kind of furniture was it? Brett Baer.
That was early. Dining set.
Dining set. Why would you have a dining